Well, what a game it was last night, but of course Chelsea carried all the 3 points. But then we go back to our point of discussion. And remember, these people suffer all manner of abuse. For 90 minutes, they have no friends on the field of play. In extreme cases, they are targets of hate off the pitch also. Yet all this is because of their interpretation and application of the 17 laws of football, unknown to many, or maybe because the fans, club coaches and owners choose to ignore. These men and women are family people and have their professional jobs too away from football pitch. Today, we talk to retired FIFA referee Sylvester Kirwa and, of course, Caleb Amwai, who have gone back to the Football Kenya Federation in different roles in helping to develop new talent and also appointing match officials for various football leagues. Welcome, guys, to our studios. My extreme left is Sylvester Kirwa, who for so many years he was a FIFA referee, but he's just retired just a few months ago. Now he's back at the Football Kenya Federation as the head of referees. He's in charge of appointing those match officials. But of course, away from that, he's also an administrator at St. Paul's University. It's not just about football. He does also big things. He mentors people out there. He's also a church elder. And of course, to my immediate left, there's Caleb Amwai. He's the head of fitness. He's a fitness instructor yes. Of referees at Football Kenya Federation. But then before we start our discussion, there's a short clip there. I would like us to have a look at it because many people have always said that the referee's confusion is final. And also here also, I have a boss who is also in charge of time. His confusion is also final. If he says the time is over, it's over. But then let's have a look at that clip.
So with the corner, the save! He does make his mark. Kiesling gets his goal. And Bayer Leverkusen lead 2-0. This is a man that has scored double figures in 4 of the last 5 seasons. Top scorer in the Bundesliga last season. And he puts Leverkusen 2-0 up at Hoffenheim.
I think he actually felt it didn't hit the target there. It was a wonderful header. Brilliant. Oh, I think he didn't actually go in.
Did this hit the side netting?
I don't think it went in. I think he knew himself as well. It looks like he's gone through the hole in the net.
That's not a goal. How does this end up in the back of the net?
But you've seen himself. He was disappointed. It didn't go in. I think he's saying to the referee there himself.
Initially, the referee gave it. And the referee...
Gentlemen, I can see you guys are laughing and there's confusion there. Is it a goal? It's not a goal? I don't know. What do you make of it? First instance, everyone is celebrating, including the player. But on closer look, those reviews show that it was no goal. Sylvester,
sure.
Has it ever happened? And
it happens.
What do you make of it?
It happens. I think one of the things that we consider is the communication. If you look at the body language of the referee,
yes,
you surely understand that he was a bit hesitant. However, he must not, I think he didn't get his second or first assistant communication properly.
Yes.
It seems there was some communication. However, the goal stood. Referee's confusion.
That's confusion, Caleb. They say that the referee's confusion is final. Now we can see a classic case of confusion being final there.
Yeah, of course, you see where we have problems. Yeah. The referee only has an opportunity to see to look at the situation once. Whereas even when I saw it at the first time, it's like it was a goal. But now, after the replays, they indicated that it was not a goal. But the referee only has one opportunity.
But look at that ball. It's going through the net, just from the outside, the side netting. But whenever you guys are officiating, before a game starts, we always see you guys going there, shaking the nets, inspecting them, and then you signal the game to start. Then what happens from such instance, Caleb?
Things happen. Things happen in football. Football is a very funny game. You are told in football you can score in your own goal, and the goal is counted not to your team, but to your opponent. So football is funny.
It's a strange game.
It's a very strange game. But what is the most important thing, and that's what we advise referees, positioning is very important, because if the referee was positioned, they were taken the right position, then he could have seen the way we are seeing it. But seemingly the position was not correct. And also the assistant referee, and you see it happened very fast. Yes.
But Kirwa, you can see that referee, he has got communication gadgets.
Yes.
Isn't there someone helping him out?
He was better placed to make the decision.
The referee.
As my colleague has said, the positioning of the referee determines the decision he will make. And I think that is where this man failed from. Yeah. Had he taken, because the corner is from his left.
Yes.
Obviously, according to us in our talk before the match, we know that we give ourselves responsibilities in-house. So we know if it is coming from the left, then I would be better placed to see what is going on than the second assistant or the other way around. And so I think the position of this referee is questionable.
It's questionable. We'll be talking about the development programs within Football Kenya Federation. But of course, looking at those pictures that are being flashed there, those are the kind of frustration you guys go through as a referee. We've seen some of those pictures showing Sylvester Kirwa, and I see, who is that? One of the referees being shouted at by the coaches. Your experience on the field of play. What, as a former referee, Sylvester?
Yes.
You suffered this kind of abuse at some point.
Obviously, you make a decision and maybe it's not to the advantage of the other team. And there you get the problem of being roughed up, at times abuses, at times...
So your own mistakes can lead you to suffer this kind of abuse?
Yes, you can. We do mistakes. We don't deny that. But we are allowed to do minimum mistakes in 90 minutes. It means we can do 2, 3. We can't be perfect, but we try.
But of course, some of those decisions may not please everyone. You have interpreted the law correctly and applied it correctly, but then the fans and even the coaches, the players, will not take it lightly, Caleb.
And you see, that's the duty of a referee in the field of play. Referees are judges, and their judgment is instant. You don't consult anybody, you have nowhere to refer, it's just there and then. And you find that when we are officiating these teams, the players and even team officials, they don't understand the law as much as the referees do. So sometimes you find they are challenging the referee's decision from that point of ignorance. They don't know, and yet they assume to know. So that's the biggest problem.
It must be very difficult, because it's unlike maybe the Supreme Court judges, the magistrate, they will go home with the files and study them. But you guys have to read that law, interpret it immediately, and administer it.
Sure.
How dangerous can it be?
It is dangerous. We've seen referees lose lives. We've seen referees lose their career. Because when you are injured, I don't think it will take you about 3, 4, 5 months, maybe, depending on the severity of the injury.
Yes.
And you're not back. You lose that career. It's gone. Because of one simple mistake or one simple misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding from the fans. But then Kenya, maybe this season, we've not seen this kind of incidences that much. I remember your last season in the league, I think. You had problems when you officiated Chemelil and AFC Leopards at Nyayo Stadium. It was a vicious one. How did your family take that?
I think they've come to understand us. You know, we are the breadwinners. And whatever challenges we go through, they have to accept them. Though they're not pleased with every situation that we go through. They are not.
Have your families maybe told you at some point, why don't you quit the game? Just leave it.
They have. I remember way back in 2002, I think I officiated a match in City Stadium, Shabana versus Pipeline, Kenya Pipeline then.
Yes.
It was terrible. when I was even stripped naked.
Oh.
And now, news briefs, yeah, they tore my jersey.
Yes.
Yeah, and I had to run for my life. And in news brief, you see, my wife was now watching, and the small children. And and when I went, it's like she said, no, you forget about this, because now if you're going to die there, how are we going to bring up our children? I can't do it on my own, alone. So it's better you leave this job. But now you see we are there because of passion.
Sure.
Yeah, just passion,
but
driving
passion
us.
at the expense of family.
And family sometimes. But they advise, yes.
My brother, as he says, passion, there's something else. It's just like a calling. You just don't say today, it is enough. You've gone through much, maybe that is 1 in 100. And you find it, okay, I can do with a challenge. Okay. You continue.
This is really serious. But you guys now are retired. I know you are enjoying the kind of atmosphere in the offices. I understand you are back at Football Kenya Federation as head of referees. What does it entail?
Toskin, saying we are enjoying, we are now going through a tougher season than officiating.
How?
Because the complaints coming, anything a referee does in the field of play,
yes,
the phone calls, the messages are directed towards the people who prepare and appoint these referees. That is what we go through every Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
The number of calls are enormous.
Yes.
But the referees are trying to do their bit. Phenomenally, you can say this season we've gone a higher level. We've gone to a higher level than last season.
But there are still complaints of referees not really being up to scratch with the rules and fitness.
I think they are minimized this season. Very minimal. Very.
You are the instructor in charge of fitness.
Yes.
How can you assess our referees today?
No, you see now, the current federation, the structures that have been put in place have really helped improve the situation. That's why we are seeing some change from what used to happen before. Referees now, the kind of trainings they undergo, they are very serious. And if you don't perform, you'll be forced to quit. Yeah, because we just want performance, and that's why you see referees are very serious. Whenever they are given an assignment, they take it seriously. That's why we have minimized those problems. But we know they are still there, and we are still working on them. Maybe in the next 2 years or 3 years, things will be perfect.
I can see one of the referees stretching there. Who could that be? Is that Andrew Juma?
Andrew Juma,
yes. I'm reliably told that he's one of the young, upcoming referees. How many do we have in your stable that you are developing?
Currently, we have Andrew Juma. We have Israel Mpaima.
Yeah.
And the one we call Lastborn, that is Dr. Waweru.
Yes, Dr. is the lecturer at
Jomo Kenyatta University. Yeah. He's a lecturer in mathematics. He's the youngest. We call him Toto, being the youngest. Those are 3 very able referees who have the potential of climbing the ladder towards being elite A in CAF and getting international appointments at the FIFA level tournaments.
Yes. How many elite referees do we have now?
Currently, we have 3.
3.
We just added 1 the other day.
Yes.
And we are not badly. We are doing well. Because we have Aden Marwa. We have Omweno Davis.
Yes.
We have my friend Gilbert Cheruyot.
Gilbert, yeah, sure.
And we have, the number is increasing. We have Caro, Wanjala,
yes,
and we have Mary Njoroge.
They have been promoted. That is to say then that you guys are working, but then the level of the game locally, if you guys are being promoted or promoting those guys, and then we look at that difference between the level of the game, the football game itself, but you guys are performing at a different level. What could be the disconnect?
The level of the game in our local league?
The league, yes.
I think it's a question of the technical beat of the teams that is different from what we find outside there. I will tell you for free, it's easier to officiate a match, an international match, for a FIFA referee in Kenya because of what we've gone through. Down here at the Premier, maybe at the Premier League, there are still challenges of the mode of play, where the referee has to apply. He's coming from an international level, going down, it's a bit difficult.
It becomes a bit difficult. For the benefit of the viewers is that Kenya at least has produced some good referees, and one of them is Aden Marwa, who is at the top level of FIFA officiating. And remember, he was at the FIFA World Cup in 2014 in Brazil. We were together with him. And he has also officiated the African Cup of Nations on several occasions. Do we see Aden Marwa going back to Russia 2018?
Obvious.
And
Obviously,
also someone like Davis Omweno. Is he likely to go to Russia 2018?
For Aden, there's a sure bet. Because he did last weekend. In fact, not this weekend.
Yes.
He was in the finals in Egypt.
Yes, in Morocco. That's
in Morocco.
Casablanca
In Morocco, Casablanca.
Ali, yeah.
That trio is destined for World Cup. Then we are preparing Davis and Gilbert for 2022. Yes. In fact, they've gone for 2 courses. They were in Qatar. So that's how we do it.
But Caleb, one would say that with the kind of potential, because I've had a chance to review some of the CAF reports, saying, talking, really good about Kenyan referees. But we should be seeing many of them at that level, but we are only used to Aden Marwa, Davis Omweno. What is happening? Is it about politics, or the appointments at CAF is not what you guys expect?
Not really. You see, when you talk about CAF, you are talking about Africa. Yeah, so we can't really expect to have all of our referees there. So those who go there on merit, and they must be highly performing. So we are not saying that those who are not there are not performers. Also, CAF has to consider other regions as well. Because there's no way we can have all our referees there. Tanzania has all their referees there, Uganda the same. It's not possible.
But are you satisfied that FKF has put in place structures that will help these referees, come through the ranks? Because we have running short of time, almost.
Very much satisfied. Very much satisfied. The structures in place. The president is doing a very good job, and the referees committee. And now we have Mr. Kirwa as the referees manager. I'm telling you, refereeing in Kenya, as I said earlier, in the next 2 years or so, Kenya is going to change. Yes.
But even so, as the league is coming to a close, and we can see from the pub talk, they're saying that there's suspicions on the outcome of some of these matches, and what measures are you taking as head of referees to ensure that your referees are not caught up in this?
What the federation has done is to, as he says, to put up structures. We have instructors who guide these referees in terms of training, in terms of the laws of the game, like that. Now, what we do, we make sure that at least we have an instructor somewhere overseeing. Apart from the match commissioner, we have an in-house way of monitoring these referees, and even to the lower level, so that we can give a good report. And if there is any that we find to be suspicious, we institute investigations and we continue.
Your final comments as we leave, Caleb, where do you see our refereeing? You said in 2 years we'll have a very good referees. Yeah. Can we authoritatively say 2022 we'll have a center referee at FIFA World Cup in Qatar?
Yes, that one I can say, and that's why he said we are preparing Omweno for that. That's what we have in mind as we are preparing Omweno.
Has he overcome his challenges? There was a time he was suspended by CAF.
Yeah, yes, overcome. He's now officiating. He's now officiating at the CAF. He's been given several matches, and he's doing very well. Yeah.
Did he have time to tell you guys what exactly happened?
You see, it was just a match, and the decision he made in the field of play, and it happened to be wrong. That is possible in any match with any referee. Even the best referee can make a mistake. So sometimes when you make a decision, and that decision has an impact on the results of the match, it changes the results of the match. Then people are bound to obviously the organizers are bound to take action.
In 30 seconds, Kirwa, as we go out, the state of women refereeing, are you satisfied with the program?
We are still developing. We have a challenge with getting women into refereeing. But the federation has taken up steps for the next, from 11th to 12th of December. We are recruiting. And that will enhance now the capacity that we have at the FIFA level and Kenya Premier League, like that. There are structures for that.
Yeah, we've been talking to FKF referees, former FIFA referee, that is Sylvester Kirwa at my extreme left, and of course Caleb Amwaye. They have taken us through some of the programs that Football Kenya Federation is putting in place to ensure that there are more referees, produced and developed. And one of those referees that Kenya has always been proud of is Aden Marwa, was officiated at FIFA World Cup, and we expect him to be in Russia in 2018 that's next year, and we hope that Kenya will always shine at those levels. But of course, we want to move to another level where we talk about the things also making headlines in the world of politics. But of course, before we go, we have Mike Gitonga, who has always been a diligent, silent listener to this conversation.
Absolutely, and wondering whether maybe I can still make a career out of refereeing, now that it seems being an active footballer, for example, has escaped me. I don't know whether it's too late for me to become a referee.
Fortunately, all have escaped you.
All have escaped me?
Yes.
No, on what grounds, on what basis?
Age.
Is that, you don't know my age, so it might still be possible for me to become a ref.
Unless you do it machinani.
Is there an age limit?
Yes.
Okay, well, I could be...
retirement age is 45 years.
Is 45?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. All right, let's just leave that conversation right there, because it looks like time may have gone past me. But thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining this morning on Sports Chat. And Robin Toskin, thank you also for hosting Sports Chat this morning. And from us right here on Morning Express, it's time for us to bow out and say goodbye and wish you all a fantastic day. But do stay with us. We've got News Center coming up and news and reviews coming up with Betty Kialo. So do have yourselves a good day.
Marco Asensio scored one of the best goals of the La Liga season as Real Madrid bounced back from their loss at Tottenham to defeat La Palmas. Real have yet to hit the performance heights that led them to last season's league European double. But on Sunday, the display was far better than they managed in midweek. We leave you with those pictures of that fantastic goal that was scored by Marco Asensio. Until next week, I'm Robin Toskin.